What if there was a village of mansions, villas, and areas for the elite, but out of nowhere, it gets abandoned. Like that. That's what we're going to be exploring in this video. So welcome everybody back to another documentary. Now yes, ignore the fact that I somehow ended up in the Old West. I honestly don't have a fucking clue how I ended up here myself, but I ended up here, so we're gonna go with the flow, okay? And leave it up to me to figure out a way out of here, okay? Yes. So, today we're going to be exploring the abandoned mansion village of Kruunuvuori. Yes. So not only are we going to be exploring the abandoned area of Kruunuvuori mansion area, we're going to be learning a lot more that goes into hauntings and haunted things. We're going to be playing around with a Ouija board, finding out if that's real, and we're also going to be learning more about spiritualism. Now, just to preface this, while we talk about spiritualism, it's not going to be fully about ghosts and spirits. We're going to be talking about spiritualism and paganism in more general terms. And the person who I decided to talk about this to is a person who has a lot of knowledge behind all that. My very own sister. So join me on this cool and never seen before adventure. Let's get into it. Going. Okay, so to truly understand what we're doing in this video, I feel like it's important to talk about the belief, or, well, yeah, I guess the belief that has the most or the closest ties to spirits. And I feel like that is, well, paganism and modern day counterpart Wicca, right? To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Alright, so these are topics which, in my personal opinion, well, not just my personal opinion, but just the basic fact of the matter is I don't have that much understanding or knowledge behind this, but I do have somebody who has at least more knowledge than what I do about this, and that is my very own sister. So welcome to the show. You have been here before, but not in a proper presenting role, so thanks for coming.
Hi everybody, I'm Tessie. Most of you probably have seen me in previous videos, but yeah, hi.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know which channel this is actually, so I'm not sure.
This is the Bunny Rock channel, so this is where all of the highest quality videos come out to. So,
Yeah.
you have you have a good understanding of Wicca, right? So, would
Yes.
you explain like what Wicca actually is? Like just a basic TLDR, and then we can get into some more deeper questions about Wicca and spirits.
Well, Wicca is a pagan-based spirituality or belief. It's not necessarily considered a religion. Some people might consider it as a religious basis of a belief, but it's more like an earth-based like spirituality and way of living, or at least that's how I practice Wicca in my day-to-day. I see it as more of a like belief system instead of like a religion.
So it's not like the normal sort of religion that most people might assume a religion is, right? It's more of a like a belief, or well, there's a bunch of different like aspects to it, I guess. So what's the part that you believe in, I guess?
Well, some people might believe in like a higher power, like gods and goddesses and stuff like that. That's very unfamiliar to me. I'm more personally like energy based. I believe in like the energy that nature and this planet holds, and us humans and spirits. So I'm kind of that caliber of stuff. I do have some knowledge of gods and goddesses, and sometimes I like to channel those. However, it's a more unfamiliar
topic.
Yeah, because I have a hard time believing in a higher power.
Yeah.
So I see gods and goddesses that are associated with Wicca as something that is a representation of stuff that happens on this planet and in energy and nature that you can like channel through an umbrella term for those things.
Yeah. So it's more or less about, it's not so much about, or it's for you, it's not so much about like believing in a higher power. It's more about like energy that you can find in the earth, in the soil, for instance, like in soil or like water or plants, trees, whatever, stuff more like that. Or
well, if we put it in simple terms, it's believing in fire, earth, air, and water and spirit. So it's not like particularly like earth isn't like soil. It can be rocks, it can be crystals, it can be whatever, just the floor of the forest or whatever. However, it's like those five. It's the elements typically that I channel at least. I don't know if somebody out there is somehow like extra advanced and channels stuff that are beyond the elements that we have, but that is what I believe in.
Yeah, so it's more, so in simple terms, it's more earth-based than a higher power-based. And I feel like
for me, yes.
Yeah, for you, but there's a lot of different like, or there's a lot of different sectors to this belief, basically.
Yeah, and similarly to like any religion, a lot of people believe in it differently, even though it's how I see it is not like a religious thing. It's more of a just belief system or spirituality in general. But still, like in religions that are more mainstream, a lot of people believe in different ways.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same thing for Wicca.
I see that, like, I personally, like, me personally, I've never either been a believer in a higher power.
Yeah.
But I definitely can relate to Wicca, and specifically this, what you're talking about, because, well, I mean, I'm a forester. I for most of my teenage years, I lived out in the countryside, you know, and I can definitely relate to that, because I can definitely feel energy from different types of environments. Like if I'm in the forest, I feel a very different type of environment if I'm like in a bustling city. But that's like, I understand what you mean, that you get power, you get energy, you get feeling out of nature, basically.
Yeah, and you can channel energies to achieve things simply.
Not to say that I'm a believer in Wicca. I don't have that much knowledge to. If I were a believer, I would have to explore this topic a lot more. But I'm just trying to relate here that I definitely understand in this. Okay, but I want to ask also about like you already mentioned. Actually, we'll take a second. Oh, you can see it. Good.
Yes.
Great.
Through the mirror.
Beautiful. Oh, I can too. Nice. I didn't know that our setup was this good. Nothing but the best production here, ladies and gentlemen. So, we already talked about, or you briefly mentioned like crystals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
While I do believe that nature and earthly elements or the elements can give you power, I've never understood what crystals have to do with that. Can you kind of like delve into that a little bit?
Yeah, crystals are used in various different ways again, depending on the person, but a lot of people, depending on what they want to channel through the element of earth, they choose a different crystal to do spell work or rituals.
Yeah.
And I'm putting that in quotations because it can be hard to digest as somebody who doesn't understand what that spell work is or those rituals are. It's not what you see in the movies at all.
Guardian Leviosa.
Yeah. It's not like you say Garden Leviosa and my fucking candle starts floating.
No, absolutely not.
It's
No,
much different. Well,
no,
what is like spell work and stuff like that in real life?
Well, spell work and rituals are more of like, well, one more mainstream way of thinking about this is manifestation, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people know about manifestation and they might manifest themselves, and that's very like common in Wicca, and that's a very good example to give somebody who doesn't know anything about the belief system. That's a great example for somebody like that, because manifestation is technically what you can do with spell work. A lot of the time you might manifest something for you or somebody else, and yeah, spell work is a very small part of Wicca, but it is a part and it has to be recognized. But it's channeling the energies of the 5 elements to create something like a manifestation or whatever.
Yeah. All right.
You can see a lot of. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No problem.
You can see on TikTok there's a lot of like, which I don't want to undermine anybody, but there's a lot of like spell work, like tutorials and stuff like that on TikTok, and I would highly suggest, if you are interested in Wicca, to do what makes you feel comfortable. So be aware when you start out, especially. Don't control others' behaviors. I don't recommend controlling people's behaviors.
I think that should go without saying.
Yeah, obviously. But I have casted love spells for myself, like for self-love and stuff like that. So that's a very different thing when you want to manifest something for yourself. But
so you kind of have you kind of have dabbled into that.
Of course, yes. No, it's a part of my life, yes. But it's a very small part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, but actually, circling back to to this crystal thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question still about that. So, do the crystals actually give you? Are the crystals meant to kind of give you like I guess a similar like, I don't want to use the word feeling, but like similar like energy as if you were in nature, for instance, as if what you get out of nature in Wicca.
Yeah, I guess technically what you get from Earth specifically.
Yes.
You don't. I live in the city. I don't even visit like the countryside that much. However, that energy that you're talking about, it's all around us. Even if you don't live in the countryside and if you don't visit nature that often, you can still channel Earth through like crystals or when you're out walking, whatever, because we're on the same planet. So those things are around us constantly.
Obviously.
So crystals, yes, you kind of channel different energy through different crystals, and whatever you want to manifest, like the rose quartz is highly associated with love. and you know, like the obsidian is highly associated with like anti-stress and anti-negative energy and stuff like that. So you use different crystals for different things, and this is another thing where you have to very much like feel it out. Like a lot of people might like read what crystals bring, what kind of energy they inherit, but sometimes it can be a bit contradictory for yourself. So then you just have to kind of feel it out a lot, because different things manifest in different people in different ways. Yeah. But back to your question, which was about do you like channel the Earth's energy through those crystals? The simple answer is yes.
Yeah, so it's actually a good way for people who don't have the opportunity to go out to nature all the time to actually still get that.
Well, technically, yeah.
You could see it as like that, but that's like an easy way for me to understand that yes, in fact, they do give you the same energy as if you would go out to nature, for instance.
Well, yeah, technically, yes.
Yeah, whether or not I believe in that personally is irrelevant right now, but it's interesting to me to hear about all this. Okay, so this is your side. So now we have pretty much established where your side of Wicca stands, but then there's obviously like the more, what's the right word here? I'd like to use the word supernatural, but it's not supernatural, it's more like a higher power belief system. There is that in it, right?
Well, you're trying to ask me about spirits, right?
Yes. Isn't this beautiful? So I'm camping out right outside the town which we just entered. So I thought, seeing as we're sitting around a campfire like this, enjoying the beautiful flame, I might as well talk about the history behind Kruunuvuori. How's that sound? The Kruunuvuori Villa Mansion area was built originally in the 1800s, 18 to 1900s, right around there. And why did it actually get abandoned is an interesting story, to say the least. So it actually got abandoned because of owner disputes, because it was around for a really long time, and then who owned what kind of became a little bit blurry, and because of those owner disputes, that's why it kind of got abandoned, and then it just sat around there collecting dust for the longest time until, well, eventually they were forced to get rid of all the mansions because they were vandalized so badly and they were becoming an actual hazard to. But the mansion that I want to specifically talk about in this video is called the Lindeberg Mansion. So Naima Lindeberg was the one who lived there, and she lived there for her whole life. Now, Lindeberg's father was a skilled carpenter and a woods worker, so he actually built the building of the Lindeberg Mansion, and the Lindeberg Mansion is probably the place which is most well known in the area. It's the one that you see in all the pictures and everything, and it is the one that I suspect might be haunted because Naima Lindeberg actually died inside of that building. So yeah, there's not a whole lot more history to that place. It's just one of those crazy coincidences that this really expensive town just got abandoned. But that Naima Lindeberg story is interesting, so that's the main focus of this video. So me and Leo later on in this video are going to be heading down to the Kruunuvuori Mansion area, as you may expect, but more specifically to Naima Lindeberg's house and seeing if the place is haunted. Speaking of haunted, what the fuck is that? My fire went out right when I saw that. Give me a second. Alright, don't question my hair today. I know it's a mess, but it's all blah. Alright, don't question my hair. It's a mess, I'm aware, but it's also really hot out today, so that's life. Anyway, so here we are at the ranch. We're just driving up to the creepy little cottage or the creepy little barn that we have down here. Yeah, there's actually a lot of shit about this place that's creepy. I'll tell you in a sec. Just check out, look at the field back there. So, I don't know, the previous owners told us this story, but apparently during the winter time at some point, he was walking out here, and no joke, he saw two people walking out there on that field. Just in the middle of that field. Just in the middle of it. And he was like, okay, who's walking on my field? So he headed out there, and guess what? There was snow on the ground, but it was untouched. There was no footprints, nothing. I mean, that's just fucking crazy. I mean, yeah, he could have been lying and stuff like that, but if he wasn't, like, that's fucking creepy as hell. Anyway, so here's the barn. Not creepy at all. Not creepy at all. So, Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. Good lord, my hair's a mess. Anyway, so, here's the barn. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. This was built before, like, I think my dad was born. I think it was, like, back in the 50s, maybe, when this barn was built, and get into this. You think we're gonna contact any spirits?
Well, because it's daylight, I believe we may have a smaller chance, but
Most likely, yeah. I mean,
we can always try.
we can always try. I mean, hopefully we don't get fucking a haunting like in fucking Phasmophobia. Welcome to our creepy barn. It's pretty fucking creepy, isn't it? I mean, I know there's like... Well, let me give you a tour before we do anything. Yeah, watch the floor. You don't want to fall through the floor. There's like an old, like, I don't know what that is. I think that might be from like an old carriage back in the day. Like horse carriage. Like a stagecoach. Air hose back there.
Could have been used in Chernobyl.
Yeah, we should have brought one of those fucking like
Geiger counters.
Geiger counters. Fucking we turn it on. Now check these out. These aren't from us. These are old ass, probably again from the 50s. Old horse shoes. God damn. So yeah, this place is just filled with like things, because I understand like different things, different items can give strength for the spirits, I guess. So things from the time period can give strength to the spirits, basically. So for instance, that's why like vintage dolls work, because of, well, this is all speculation, right? I don't really believe in any of this stuff, but apparently like vintage dolls or old dolls, like ghosts and things of that nature, they can possess those things because they're from basically the same time period. At least that's as far as I understand it. So there's a bunch of stuff in here that can give us strength. This Ouija board I found at a thrift store. It was just on the shelf there. And I don't know. This thing looks pretty fucking old. It's all wood, but it's in pretty good condition. I ain't gonna lie. Like for... I mean, I assume this thing is old. I'm not 100% sure, but just looking at this and then looking at the condition, it's either in really good condition or then it's like supposed to look kind of like vintage or antique, basically. So yeah, I don't know. So the plan is I'm gonna set up kind of like a stage here, right here, and then we'll add the AMF reader next to this thing. And then we're just going to play a simple game of Ouija, or Ouija, whatever the fuck you call it. And then, of course, I didn't get the fucking planchette with this thing, so that could also kind of hurt the experience, so I'm not sure. So I brought this thing with me, which might work. But again, I'm not sure. I brought this ring, so if we add that onto here, that should be able to show us. And it slides nicely on here. No obstructions. These are not going to give us obstructions or anything like that. I think this might work. Or, I think we're giving it all the opportunities to work. But I don't know. We'll see. So, now for the EMF reader. Just turn it on. And just to preface this, there's no electronics around here. I mean, I'm going to put my phone even on airplane mode. You see? Airplane mode activated. That's just for me hitting it. You see? But there's no obstruction here. My phone is right next to it. Nothing. Even the camera shouldn't be doing anything. No, the camera doesn't do anything. So yeah, there shouldn't be any obstructions here. So, and there's, by the way, there's no electricity in this barn. You can check the fucking roof. There's no like lights and whatever running here. There's no other electricity things in this pool barn. So now, I guess the only thing left to do is to... I don't know. Like I said, I don't exactly believe in this stuff, but it's still, it's still, I don't know. I don't know. I don't fully believe in this stuff, but I don't know. And yes, there's supposed to be many here, but I'm gonna do this by myself. Any spirits want to speak to us through this board? EMF reader over here. Sort of moving like side to side, but I think that's just my hands doing that. I think it feels a bit weird that it's moving like that, but I'm pretty sure it's just my hands. Repeat the question. Any spirits want to speak to us through this board? Any spirits who might be in this barn, you have the opportunity to speak to us through this board. Communicate through this board. Alright, you know what? I might be over... I don't know. This is fucking weird, but... Okay, so the fucking... For some reason, the ring is moving, like, out of my hands constantly. I keep having to move my hands to the side, so I'm on the ring. That might just be my fucking hands moving it, but it doesn't. It feels like it's constantly moving towards. Well, from your side, it would be the right. It just feels that way. Like I keep having to move my hands like this, but nothing on the EMF reader yet. Should I ask it a question, actually? Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna ask a simple yes or no question. The two spirits who walked on the field all those winters ago, are you here? My jacket moved. My jacket is moving. Okay, that's a bit creepy. Okay, I don't know.
Nothing's happening on the EMF reader.
No. I don't know why my jacket was moving like that. I placed it well. What was that? What the fuck was that?
It's like as if the door closed.
Did we leave that door open?
Yes.
Okay, this is creepy. My jacket moved, even though it was perfectly on top of my bag. And well, actually, my bag and my jacket moved when they were perfectly situated right there. They shouldn't have moved. It's fucking leather. The leather is the leather has a natural like friction to it. It shouldn't move like that. And then the door. Goodbye. Wait, what I mean with my bag. I mean, leather has natural, like, it was sitting like this, right? And like the fact, like, I mean, leather it has natural friction to it, or has friction to it. So like even when I'm like pulling it relatively hard, relatively speaking, I mean, of course, if I pulled it hard, it would move, you know. But like, just like from the weight of the jacket, like that's not a whole lot of force. So the fact that I'm giving it this much force and it's not moving, and it moved just a second ago there, and how much it moved and how slowly it moved, that's just weird to me. Honestly, weird. But let's check out that door.
Think I'm losing my mind so swiftly. I think I'm losing it all. I just wait for the call to bring me. Let's all go to the guillotine and lose our heads together. Let's all go to the guillotine and end it all forever. It's time for us to scorn, to point out all the others. And now we've got the power to turn on one another. So let's all go to the guillotine.
Different thing to higher power stuff.
Oh,
Completely.
okay.
Because spirit is one of the elements. It's the fifth element.
Wait.
So if
Wait, am I totally fucking stupid right now? Or wait,
don't say that.
I'm sorry. But okay, so yeah, soul, spirit, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the 5 elements.
But you check.
So
yeah.
okay, say somebody dies.
Yeah. Very natural.
The
person.
spirit,
Mhm.
when you say like, when we talk about like, if you talk about religions, ghosts, so the spirit,
Mhm.
that's basically the 5th element leaving your body and continuing on life.
Yeah.
How have I never put that together? I always saw it as different things. I always saw like the spirit in...
Spirit is not supernatural in Wicca.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a part of daily life, and that's why for Wiccans a lot of the time death is also not that scary, because a lot of Wiccans believe in reincarnation, and stuck spirits or stuck souls who then stay on the planet, and those are what we normally would call ghosts in mainstream media. And that's why I do highly believe in spirits and ghosts and the paranormal stuff. Again, air quotes, because I think it's so stupid to use like terms like paranormal or supernatural or stuff like that when it's a normal thing for me.
Yeah.
And channeling spirits is also something that happens in Wicca. I haven't summoned anything. I think that's a little bit too far as well. Like that goes against my ethics. However, like trying to speak to spirits that have passed or are stuck is a different thing. But summoning is, I don't know, it takes it, in my opinion, a step too far. And if you do it, I don't judge you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so pretty much, I don't know why I've never put this together, but so spirits are literally just like, it's nothing more, it's nothing more than it's like your soul. It's your soul continuing on life after your body has shut down.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And then some people get into the afterlife, and some people are stuck. And the stuck spirits are the ones who you see, for instance, you see in like ghost hunts or whatever, who people communicate with. They're the stuck spirits. Why do you? And this brings us to a good part. Why do spirits get stuck in this world?
A lot of people have different views on that as well. My view is that you're gone too soon, technically, what usually people say. Like I don't think there's necessarily a karmic goal that you get to during your life, but if you're kind of you go too soon, you haven't like fulfilled what you've been put on this earth to fulfill. That also sounds a little bit too far, but their life is somehow unfinished. I don't believe that there's a goal that everybody has to get to and you need to reach that goal before you die, but it's when people say they're gone too soon, it's technically that.
Right. So they have some unfinished business to take care of, basically.
Yes.
And before they finish that business, they can't get to the afterlife.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they ever finish that business, or is it just...
Again, I don't believe that there's a goal necessarily, and I can't answer that question because honestly I have no clue.
Fair enough.
But some spirits do get stuck, and maybe it's a choice.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out when we die.
I do believe in karma and karmic paths in general, but I don't feel like there's a finish line necessarily for anybody. I feel like for anyone who's gone too soon and become stuck spirits, it just might be a part of their karmic path, and that's just it. However, some people, or I myself, feel a lot of, it helps emotions when somebody passes. If you continuously see like let's say somebody dies and then you continuously see like a certain animal out there and you continuously see it, it's kind of like that reminds you of that person because you associate that with the death because you keep seeing that animal. I feel like that's more of a spiritual, somebody stuck and trying to show up for you in the stuck place that they're in, you know?
Yeah. Kind of like a guardian angel.
Kind of in that way, but they show up.
Yeah. It's not like
in an animal form, and that's not reincarnation necessarily, because reincarnation could be like dying and your spirit being born as a cow or something. That's just an example. However, stuck spirits, I believe, duly symbolize their stuckness and the fact that they're still with you by showing up in butterflies or making sure that you see the same, or butterflies, that's just my example, but like making sure you see like the same animal continuously just to like remind them of their presence and that they're still here, then don't worry, like I'm fully here.
Right, okay.
And stuff like that. Yeah. I hope I'm explaining myself well enough.
No, but I understand where you're coming from, definitely.
Yeah.
Tää on vittu niin hullu tää. So today is the day. Man. We have a crazy ass setup, by the way, to our fucking camera. Like, wait, let me show you. Just look at that. If you're saying we're not taking this seriously, I don't know what's serious. So, today we're heading to the Kruunuvuori mansion, villa, abandoned, haunted area. Man, I've been waiting for this day for so long. Like, I already talked about all this in a previous clip, but the fact that we're heading to this place, which I've been kind of eyeing for a really long time, it always brings out the kid in me, sort of. But I'm also kind of nervous about the place because of, well, it's a creepy place, you know? And, well, we're also gonna go and explore the paranormal there, so I don't know. Even though I'm not a huge believer in the paranormal, like still I don't want to be haunted or possessed by a demon who will kill me. I don't know. I just don't want that. But yeah, we're about to head out here. We're about to head out here very soon. So we're gonna get our stuff packed up, all of our gear, and we're gonna go check this place out and truly find out. Does the paranormal exist? Okay, so this is not good. So we were looking at the map here. This is the map which I've been going by, and I've been doing all my research. So this is the building which I was talking about earlier, which I saw when I originally was doing research for Bottom Lake. And this is the building which I wanted to see. But when we go down here to the map, you can see right there. That's the place that I was talking about. And if you can't read Finnish, that says purettu. So it's basically been demolished. And as I'm looking at this, all of these buildings around here have all been demolished. There's a couple left, very few, like this one apparently, this little cellar area. This one's still here, apparently. And there are, like, certain places left, like a few of the buildings are left. But most of the noteworthy places are all taken down. Now, that doesn't exactly destroy, like, the haunted aspect of this place, I don't think. Usually, what I've heard about hauntings is if you destroy something that belongs to a spirit, the spirit gets... Either the spirit disappears from the place, or they get even stronger because they get even more mad, basically. In other words, so this could have an effect on our investigation today. This could either make our investigation greater or worse. So that's the problem that we are facing here, but I'm sure that we'll see at least remnants. So we are going to visit, like, where this building once stood. We are going to visit it and see if there's anything left of the foundation of the building. And we are going to visit some of these other places as well. It kind of sucks. Kind of sucks, honestly, that some of these are taken down, because they are, like, beautiful structures, which I feel like there is some worthiness, even though they're all, like, destroyed and destroyed like this and abandoned. I feel like there's something oddly nice about leaving these sort of things around there, just as, like, a thing to see during your nature walk. Let's go. Flat. Alright, so we're at the store right now because of, well, I got everything else that we need. I got a spirit box, I got all the bells and whistles, but one thing which I failed to grab, or didn't fail to grab, but I couldn't find was my fucking temperature meter. You remember when we were in Mustionlinna back in the day when I had that temperature meter? I couldn't find that. I looked everywhere. So before we actually head out to the villas, we're gonna go and get myself a new temperature meter so we can actually measure the temperature, because that's another thing. If there's a spirit around, or a ghost or whatever, paranormal activity, usually the temperature decreases. So that's gonna be a nice indicator. So yeah, that's why we're gonna get one now. So we're at Tokmanni. Let's go see if they have one. Alright, so we got what we came for. A brand new temperature meter. So let's do a quick unboxing, shall we? Before we head out to the location here. I'm gonna be real quick with this. Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same as I had before. Looks exactly the same. I assume the batteries go in here. Yeah, this is pretty much the exact same thing as I used to have. Man, I haven't had one of these in my hand in a while, so it feels kind of weird. And it should come with batteries. Yes, AA, no, AAA. And I don't have a knife, so this is not gonna be easy. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Let's see if this guy works. Batteries are in. Close. And now works. Alright. Perfect. It works. And we can even change it to Fahrenheit or Celsius. Kind of cool. Alright, ready to go. Alright, so after almost an hour of driving, with the store stuff included, we finally made it to the location. So right behind that tree line should be a path that would lead us right to the old abandoned villa area. Oh boy, I'm excited. Alright, we got our stuff here. We got our heat sensor. We got our, if I remember which pocket I put it in, we got our ghost detector. We're ready to go. Alright, so this is where we are right now. And if you want to get to the main villa, we want to go over here, right around that area. And now it's raining like crazy. God damn. And I guess you're not supposed to pass these. They're put up. Man. God, even though it's late, it's very sunny still. God damn. Oh, we found this thing. There's a sign over. Hold on. But oh, look at that. Okay, so they marked it. So we are right now here, and Lindbergh is the one which I want to see, because that's the one that I saw in all the pictures that has all the story, which would be there. Alright, so that would mean that we would have to, what do you think, Leo? Like that and like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems about right. So then we should hit the place what we're looking for. We haven't found this thing, which is pretty cool. There's clearly been iron gates here at some point. Interesting. Alright, so I think after a while of searching, we finally found it. So here's the picture that I'm going by. This is the building that we're looking for. And if you can see that tree right there, that tree corresponds to that tree right there. Wait, let me point at it. That tree right there, and then there's a birch right there, and that would be that birch, I think, right there. Look at this. Oh Jesus! like, yeah, they had to get rid of them, but I'm so happy that they actually left the stones here in place. So you kind of get an idea of what this used to look like. But I just wonder where he like got up to the house. I guess here, maybe. This maybe used to be the spot. Yeah, I guess this is where once upon a time a huge ass mansion used to sit. Not anymore, but used to. What do you think, Leo? Pretty crazy. Okay, so how should we split this up now? Seeing as we're here and we finally found the place where the woman supposedly is haunting this place. Oh fuck, did you hear that? It's scary already. Anyway, so I think what we should do is... Alright, we got 2 tools and we are 2 guys, so which one do you want? This one?
Yeah.
Alright, you check the perimeter, I'll be looking around with this, see what we see. What's it showing us as a temperature right now?
16, 17, 14.
Alright, and that's... Let me check that thing. That's pretty much accurate all around. Surprising actually, because it's supposed to be like 20 something degrees as far as weather goes. Any spirits around who want to communicate with me, you can communicate to me with this tool. Very quiet right now. .12 degrees basically everywhere. Oh! This one just dropped to 11. Oh fuck, I didn't catch that. It just for a second dropped to 11. Like right around this area. Oh god, it's dropping all the time. Look at that. It was 12 something earlier. Now
16, 17, 14.
and now it's 11. It's dropped by 1 degree now. Approximately. And now it's 12 again. Oh Jesus! What the fuck? Anybody around here who want to speak to me, you can... What the fuck?
Let's test the thermometer next to it. It's not emitting any EMF.
What the fuck? Literally just when I fucking said that. And there's nothing here, there's no fucking like... There is no like electrical things anywhere. We're not faking this, right, Leo? We're not fucking faking this. Say that we're not faking it.
We're not faking this.
Yeah, we're not fucking faking this. Holy shit. Wait, let's get it closer to the camera. If it was the camera that was fucking with it. Literally, right when I fucking asked that, I just realized it was like a constant like 12 to what? That tree's really scary. It was like a constant like 12 to what? Like 12.5 degrees. Right when I asked that, temperature dropped by 1 and this started acting up like it's doing right now. What the fuck? Let's simulate what I just did. Alright, I was standing here like this. I had it right here. Actually, I had it in the other hand. Like this. Then this was here. My phone is right here. And I'm putting it next to my phone right now. Nothing. Dead silent. How about your? Dead. The fuck was that?
Alright. The rain is picking up a little.
I think it's about time that we... Oh, Jesus. You good?
Yep.
It again dropped to 11.
Well, it is a little windy.
True.
And the clouds became a little darker, so...
I think it's about time for us to move to another location. Yeah, that was creepy. I have had this go off before in haunted locations, but I've always been inside, right? I've always been inside, so there could have been electricals, whatever. But here, we're in the middle of nowhere. The only things that can be emitting EMF is my phone, which, as we already proved, it's not this. It wasn't Leo's phone, it wasn't the camera. So something was going on here for a second ago, which was putting this off, which I am... And it was right when I asked. Okay. Let's move down there, see if we get any reading. And I think we should go to that other mansion up there as well, and check that place out, the first one. Okay, let's do that. If there's anyone here who wants to speak to us, you can speak to us for either the black blinking thing or this green thing. Oh, it just jumped up to 14. That's the machine, right? Okay, got it. It's 12 and it's around the 12 and 11 mark, pretty much. Anybody wants to speak to us, you can speak to us through the machine that we have in front of us. The black machine. Any spirits around you can signal us by speaking into the black machine in front of you. Dead. Dead quiet. Interesting. So we did get something out of this place. Definitely some sort of reaction. Which was definitely weird. I mean, again, I proved that it couldn't have been my phone. It wouldn't have reacted either way. And it was right when I asked. Temperature dropped. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. But I don't know, I'm just creeped out. That was fucking creepy. The fact that I just asked that if you want to speak to us, you can speak to us through this. And it did it, basically. It reacted. That's creepy. So we're back here. Right there. And, oh, here's the foundation for this building. Look at that. You can see it through the grass right there.
Yeah.
God damn, there's actually quite a lot left of this building. I assume this is where the chimney used to be. Look at that. Or something, maybe a toilet. Bathroom, I don't know. Okay. Well. Let's see what happens. If there's any spirit, oh, we jumped right there. If there's any spirit, if there's any spirits around who want to speak to us, you can speak to us for the black machine. People who have passed on, you can speak to us through the machine in front of us. Okay, now it literally can't be anything that I'm doing, because if I'm standing here, that guy's over there. Okay? There's absolutely no way that could have been me. Absolutely no way. If there's any spirits around, it keeps fucking doing it. It keeps doing it. Every time when I speak, it keeps doing it. That is creepy. What is the temperature like? 16. 16. We jumped again. 18. Oh, it dropped by 1 degree. It was 20 here, now it's 19 and 18 on this area. 17 now. 18. And now 19. And I haven't moved yet. Okay, yeah, there's definitely something going on here. There's definitely something very off going on here. Like, I'm pretty much positive about it. It could be something natural, I will fully admit that, but something is off right now. Something is off. Our main adventure to Kruunuvuori was probably the closest I've ever gotten to contact with a spirit, in my opinion. We are at a mansion like this. Our EMF readers weren't going off crazily, but they definitely kept going off. And like, that is when like it actually like felt kind of strange. I've seen it go off, but I've seen it go off in like buildings and stuff like that. It has never, and I am saying this, it has never gone off whenever I've been like outside testing it out. Never. This is the first time when it actually went off outside. And mind you, like I said, there was no power lines running anywhere. It was totally normal. Our EMF reader was going off.
There's a lot of opinions about EMF readers as well. But like, I trust them quite.
They breathe, trapped in time, they never leave. Helsinki's curse, a mansion soon, rotting beauty, eternal glue. Faded paintings, hollowed eyes, chandeliers where spirits lie. Floorboards creak, the night grows cold. Stories whispered, dark and low. Do you feel it? The icy air. Do you know it? They're always there. Haunted walls, they breathe, trapped in time, they never leave. Helsinki's curse, a mansion soon, rotting beauty, eternal glue. Faded paintings, hollowed eyes, chandeliers where spirits lie. Floorboards creak, the night grows cold. Stories whispered, dark and low. Do you feel it? The icy air. Do you know it? They're always there. Haunted walls, they breathe, trapped in time, they never leave. Helsinki's curse, a mansion soon.